this is not the future I was promised, for sure. I'm still mad I don't have a hoverboard. Where is my hoverboard and my flying car and my DeLorean time travel? What the hell? Hi everybody, welcome to the show. Today is episode 83 and we'll be talking about June finished objects. How are you? I'm having some feelings, and that's all I'm gonna say about it. I have something hilarious to tell you. Okay. I don't know how YouTube works at all. Like, I don't understand the algorithms and stuff like that. Like, okay, like they have like an analysis of your channel and stuff, and it never makes any sense to me. So, okay, so I upload on Friday. I record on Wednesday, and then Friday I upload my video, and then like nothing happens. Like I typically get like 30 views, and I'll get a couple of likes, like 2 or 3. And that's it. Like, that's typically how it goes. So this weekend I just check to make sure it's up, and I make sure that like people are seeing it and there's no issues with it. So I noticed the video had like 100 views, and I was like, well, something's not right here. Like, this isn't right, because it didn't have any more likes than usual, and I didn't get any new subscribers. So I knew like it wasn't a fellow podcaster or fellow knitting channel. Now I got hair on me. That was driving viewers to my channel. And I just kept watching, and the number kept climbing and climbing and climbing. And as of today, Wednesday afternoon, it is 600. My last video has 636 views, so that's like 600 more than usual. But I still only have 56 subscribers. So, and how many likes? And 6 likes, which is high likes for me, really. So I'm like, what's happening? It's not even that good of an episode. Like, for my show, that's not a good episode. Typically, this show, my finished object shows, get the most views, and if I'm planning for a season. So if I'm planning for spring, planning for summer, those ones do good, and my end of the month finished ones do best. So my cats are playing with a paper bag, even though I took one paper bag and they went to another paper bag. So I was trying to figure out what was happening. What is happening? Why do I have 500? Like, it was 300 views, and I'm like, something's up. Something's up. And the number just kept climbing, and I was clicking everything on the analytics to try to find out what happened. So my husband figures it out. There's a this is what we think. We found the video that people were watching, and then after they watched this, I guess my last episode was recommended viewing for people that watched this video. And it was a review of pasties. Yes, you heard me. It was a review on pasties. And the young woman, who I hope is charging very much and getting paid a lot of money, she had these pasties on, and she was wearing a mesh dress over these pasties. And I think because her screenshot for her thing is just pasties and a mesh, on top, which looks remarkably similar to me in my mesh shawl over my top. So that's what we think happened, is that somehow I just feel bad for these 600 people that came here thinking they were going to see me in pasties. I am so sorry to those people. What a letdown to be directed to not only a knitting podcast, but my knitting podcast. I'm so sorry. It's so hilarious, right? Oh my God. I really feel bad. I'm like, where is this? Like, this is wrong, because if I was hitting the right audience, I would have seen likes go up and I would have seen more subscribers, and I didn't get either of those things. So I'm like, these people are not coming here for me. They're not coming here for knitting. Like, I don't know where they're coming from, but they're not staying, like, of all the things to drive traffic to my channel is a video on a pasty review on pasties. Hilarious. I wish her much continued success, and I hope she's getting paid a lot of money, because I'd be charged a lot of money if I were her. Okay, so holy crap, it's so funny. It's just funny to me. I had a good laugh this weekend about it, which was, I think I needed a laugh after Friday. Anyway, so whips. I have one whip still. The souffle top. Still not done. I have, here I am off the underarm. So, I mean, I still have quite a bit to do. I did try it on. It fits great. A little snug, so I'm assuming that's going to block out. The sleeves are okay, so I'm just continuing on. I'm soldiering on. I actually remember I said I wasn't going to do the ruffle, but I did do the purl bump, and I kind of like that. That better not be a mistake. Is that a mistake? Do you ever find a mistake and you're like, oh, that'll block out, and then it won't block out? What is that? Oh, that looks terrible. Oh, damn it. I think I can drop down from that far. I think that's an increase. Yeah, that's probably an increase. You know what? I do remember coming into something while I was working it, and I couldn't figure out what had gone wrong, and I think it was just okay. I think that will block out, because I just messed with it, and now I can't even find it. Wait, yeah, I did find it. It's right there. What is that? Alright, and I'm going to have to take a better look at that. No, that's an increase around. I think it's just an increase. Oh, what a pain in the ass. At this point, I don't even want to wear the top anymore. I really don't. I'm tempted to just let it languish as a whip for a while and then eventually frog it, because I'm just over it. I'm over it, because it's been such a pain. But all week I've been working on it, and I got all this done. My problem is I don't have a deadline. I work best under pressure with a deadline. And my deadline is tomorrow. And I'm not going to be done by tomorrow. Actually, my deadline is today, because this is the finished June, right? June finished objects. So my deadline is today, and I'm not done. And I knew I wasn't going to make it, because I kind of got a little apathetic over the weekend, as I'm sure some of you did. And I didn't knit. I did not knit. Once like the fear and rage subsided, I just went straight to apathy, which is what I do when I'm overwhelmed with feelings, especially when it's about my safety. I just go to apathy where I can't feel anything. So I'm starting to come out of that now, which is awesome because, apathy is not any fun. But anyway, since I don't have a deadline, I don't have anything to wear this to. I mean, I have something to wear it with. I have this cute skirt that I was going to wear it with, but I don't have anywhere to go. So there's like no deadline to have it finished so I can wear it. And it's not something I'm going to wear a lot because I don't get dressed up a lot because I don't go anywhere. And I can't imagine where I would go that I'd wear that. So other than like maybe a wedding or something, and I'm everyone I know is already married or divorced. I'm gonna try to finish it though. And yeah, I'm gonna try to finish it. I'm gonna try to not abandon it and just let it languish as a whip, and then eventually, because what I do with my whips is I don't like them staring at me, so I either finish them or I frog them. So if it's something I don't want to finish, I'll just frog it and recake the yarn and put it in my stash. So I don't have like old whips hanging around. I think I have like one whip, and those are mittens that I just did the cuffs, but now I'm thinking I want to redo the cuffs because I want to do them a different way because they're not folded over cuffs, but I could just fold it over and keep going. Anyway, that's the only whip that I have that's still there. Oh, and my crochet blanket, but I wouldn't frog a blanket. Why would you frog a blanket? That because that's just gonna. But I don't keep whips around. Is my point. I don't have a lot of whips that just stay around. So yeah, that's my one whip. So I'm still trying to finish it. I have to do the body and then I have to do the sleeves, so it's not even like I'm close to being done. I'm not anywhere close to being done. Oh, squishy mail today, guys. So I bought some stuff from a Knit Pics because okay, this has to do with the shorts that I made, the Maz, I forget how they say, but they're shorts and they're on my Ravelry page. Yeah, from the Swedish company. Anyway, I like those shorts, but sometimes they get a bit hot. So I went in search of something that was I could make shorts out of that would be a little bit not so hot. So Knit Pics had, this is Galileo Sport Weight. 262 yards for 100 grams. It is 50% merino wool and 50% bamboo. Now that means this isn't superwash, but the bamboo should keep the wool from felting. That is my hope. It looks like it's 2-ply. Yeah, 2-ply. So I also got this for a dye project. Now this will be fun because half of it is a cellulose fiber which does not take acid dye. So we're going to do this black, right? And then I don't know what's going to happen, which is why I got this, because I want to see what's going to happen. If I try to do this black. So this will be shorts. Maybe shorts and a matching top. I'm not sure. And then I got Paragon. I don't know why I got this. This is 246 yards to 100 grams. This is also sport weight Paragon. And this is why I'm not sure why I got this. 50% fine merino wool, 25% baby alpaca, and 25% mulberry silk. First of all, I'm not a fan of silk because the worms are harmed. And baby alpaca is hot, and so is silk. So I don't know why I got these. Maybe I thought I could have warmer shorts in a colder. What am I going to do? Wear tights? I don't even wear tights. I don't know what I was thinking with this. Maybe just, no, why would I waste that to sleep in? Maybe to wear under things. Maybe to wear under my skirts that I wear in the winter, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why I got this. But this will get black. They're all protein fibers, so that's not fun. So I'm like, why did I get this? I really don't know. I mean, it's super soft, but it'll be warmer. So I got those two things. So you'll see those on upcoming dye project, probably not till next year. I am making a change to July's projects. They make my house looks like it's a disaster area. Okay. So I am making a change to July's projects. I was going through what we're doing. Okay. Which I usually do on a different page, but I'm going to look at this page. So for July, we're doing the Lunch at Tiffany's, which is DK. The Vitellana Lofty, which is DK. Summer Lace Top is fingering. Okay. And then we were going to do the Rain or Shine Shawl, which is 5 skeins of mohair. And I was like, what are you thinking? We have, like, that Lunch at Tiffany's is my main project. I can't do a 5 skein shawl. That's not the main project. So we're not doing that. Instead, I've decided I'm going to do one of my 1 skein shawl, Linda, listen. I'm going to do Linda because I want a black version of Linda. So we're going to do black. Surprise! But 2 things are going to be different because I haven't picked the base yet. I'm going in between cashmere, no, not the cashmere, an alpaca merino blend and a 100% BFL superwash. And I'm leaning towards the superwash BFL, to be honest, because I'd like just a normal. Linda is the one with stockinette and lace eyelets. Just repeating. So I just want a plain black Linda. And I think we're going to do the superwash BFL. What I'm going to do then, because I was going to do the mohair, I was going to heat that in the oven. And then Rebecca from ChemKnits did a cold vat for tonals. She did a cold vat, which you do in the cold vat. There's no heat, acid, dye, water, yarn. And you let it sit until the yarn soaks up all the dye, and then you steam it. Heat set it, steam it. So I wanted to do that with the mohair instead of baking it, because remember I wanted to bake something and see what happened. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to bake the BFL and see what happens, because I think the mohair would hold up better to a steaming than a baking. Do you think? I think steaming is less because it is a high heat, but you're not really getting, it's a steam. So it's like a setting. You know what I mean? Because you can steam set mohair and silk. So what do you think of that? I'm going to do one of those. I'm not sure which one. Probably the baking. Because then for the mohair, I could do the cold vat and do 5 colors. I do want to do the Rain or Shine Shawl, and I'm still, excuse you, I'm still planning on doing that. Just not this month. And I'm not sure I'm going to plan to do it, because I was wearing the shawl that I made with mohair I did a brioche shawl with mohair, and I was wearing it yesterday because it was cold. No, Monday. I was wearing it Monday. Whatever. I was wearing it because I was cold. And the mohair kept coming off and getting in my mouth. And I was like, I don't think I want another shawl in this. Because like a top, at least it would be away from my mouth. But a shawl kind of gets near your mouth. So I was like, I don't think I want. So I'm not sure I want to do the Rain or Shine shawl. I love it. And I love the idea of just get off the bag. Get off the bag. I'm just not sure if it's the right shawl for me. So I'm not. Oh my God. You can't jump at the screen. These cats are ridiculous today. So that's our change to a July. So let's talk about what we finished this month. The first thing I finished was, this is my version of the Girly Knits bra top. You can do the Girly Knits bra top. I just changed it to be top down instead of bottom up. That's all I did. I think I used the same numbers and everything. The only thing when you're doing this top down is you have to know how you want your straps, because that's something you can't change. You can make them shorter afterwards and you can make them longer, but it's a pain and they're not as stretchy if you do that, because I've had to fix straps because my cat ate one. So my straps, I make them 15 inches from, so like you go like where you want. I'm not wearing one today, of course. I'm actually wearing a real bra. So you like do where you want it, and then like I would take a tank top that you like or something this isn't a tank top, this is a camisole. So I would take one that you like and see where you like it to hit you, and plus so you know where the cups are gonna hit you. That's the only thing that took me a while, was figuring out how long I wanted the straps to be. This is from Knit Pics. No, this is just the day of Knit Pics, apparently. I don't even shop there that much. This is Wool of the Andes worsted weight oyster heather. Now these are 50-gram balls, so remember that when you're ordering 50-gram balls. I need 150 grams to make one of these, so this is 3 balls. So remember that when you're ordering Wool of the Andes. Worsted, at least. Right. The second thing we made is the same top. However, this is a DK weight, and it's cotton. So these are the same, almost the same pattern, but at different weights. So they have different stitch counts, and I use the stitch count, the gauge, and the stitch count from this to work out the gauge and stitch count for this. I honestly cannot tell which one is the DK and which one is worsted when I'm wearing them. They fit exactly the same. I did the same 15-inch straps. They are so similar. So similar. So we used Knit Pics Kotlin for this one in the colorway Nightfall. This is also 50-gram balls. So again, I need a 3 for this. This is 70% cotton and 30% linen. The other one is, what is that? 100% Peruvian Highland wool. So we did 2 tops, 2 different bases. We really did 2 different weights and 2 significantly different bases. They are really, really almost exactly the same. Obviously they block differently, so that's a big difference, but like I don't notice any difference when I'm wearing my DK ones and the worst. Those are the only two sizes I have done so far, and that's because the other sizes take longer and I don't want a bulky one. As a general rule, I don't like bulky yarn, just FYI. Don't like it. So this Cotton I really do like. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like cotton, but I do, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I have allodynia, which I know I've said a million times on the show. I have allodynia, which means my skin hurts sometimes. My skin hurts. I have a host of sensory issues, and skin is one of my biggest ones. So I don't like things touching me a lot of the time, which is why I wear these tops a lot. Which is why I almost always wear these tops, because they don't press on my skin, and which is, you think that'd be weird, but they kind of hold my body with the right amount of pressure. The wool ones, like just the right amount of pressure, so it's not causing me pain. The cotton, however, I like how it stretched out. I really like how it blocked. It blocked wide, and then it didn't spring back like wool does. It just stayed that way. But it wasn't like superwash, because superwash keeps going and going, and then it starts shortening. It starts getting shorter. And I didn't find that with the cotton. This stayed long and just went wide and then stopped. And I kind of like that it isn't body hugging at all. And I think for the days where my skin is on fire and I don't want anything touching it, I think this cotton would be good for those days. So it's just like something kind of covering me that's not actually really touching me, except for the strap right here. These straps don't ever hurt me either. They don't ever hurt. Half the time they're too loose because it hugs me here, and then these are too loose and they fall down, which is fine. So that only happens in the cotton ones, though. I think mostly in the cotton ones. So I have more Pima cotton. I have two different colorways of Pima cotton that I'm going to do in these, and then I still have the Knitcrate Vitellana Lofty DK. I have 3 of those that I gotta make these. So I'm going to just start back on tops, and because this is my favorite thing to make, apparently. I don't know why. I don't even like ribbing, to be honest. Okay, so we did those tops. I seriously have, I don't even know how many. I should probably count how many I have. The other thing we did was a Calypso Shawlette by Pink Mambo. And I did this with, this is June's dye project. So you'll see this next week for a dye project episode. I still have not named this colorway. What's wrong with me? I love this shawl. I really, really like it. I think it came out great. I did it 2 pattern, which is 30 rows, and then the final shell row. It is long. It is long and wide. So I think you could, if you're shorter, you might want to not do 30 rows. Because I have a long torso, and this is past my crotch when I'm wearing it. The wingspan is very nice. I might be able to make it to the end if I really, really tried. If I put my fingers in the very last one. Oh, no. So it's longer than, yeah, it's I need like 3. Okay, there's my wingspan. So it's a little bit longer than my wingspan. I did really aggressively block this though. But before it was blocked, the length was significant. So I would really, if you don't like them long, I would stop doing before. And you don't have to block as aggressively, but I don't think I got any extra length by blocking. I think I got extra, it just really opened it up. I still haven't decided if I'm going to reblock this because I like how it looks fishnetty. I like it. So we only got 3 things done. We did not do the cross my heart. We did not do the summer lace top. So I know I'm going to try to do the summer lace next month and see if we can do that. So that is all the knitting content I have for you. So anyway, I have dye project coming up. So can we talk about Stranger Things for a minute, you guys? No spoilers. Obviously you're caught up, right? Because when I hit publish on this, I guarantee you, after I do that, I'm gonna sit down and watch the thing. As soon as my husband's off work, we're watching him. Friday. Oh man, I'm so excited. So, have you been reading everything you can about it? I've been reading everything I can, and like everybody's theories and everything about what's going to happen, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm terrified that my favorite character is going to die. Because you know the next season is the last one, right? So I read everything I can get my hands on, like, about it, like, just to, because I want to, like, make up my own mind if, like, that makes sense or something. Because I don't know, I like to not predict, but not like a fancy weird predicting, but I'm like, I like to kind of know what's happening. I like to kind of know what's happening before it happens. You know what I mean? I have no idea what's happening with that show, though. It's one of those things where, like, Supernatural, if you knew the show, you kind of knew what was going to happen, right? You could kind of tell. If you were obsessed with it and watched it like 80 million times, then you can tell what episode. You can name the episodes. You can probably talk like only in Supernatural quotes for like a few days. True story. So you should go watch it as soon as you're done watching this, or maybe you watched it and now you're watching this. Anyway, I know we're all having, well, most of us are kind of having a hard time right now. Us ladies in the, well, not ladies. How do I say that? People with uteruses? I don't know how to be inclusionary. Inclusionary? Is that the opposite of exclusionary? Because I don't want to be exclusionary. I want to be inclusive. I think we're all having a hard time right now. And I don't really like getting political on the show, which is hard for me because, oh my god, if you have seen the rants that I have said on here and then deleted, just cut out, because I have a paralegal degree. That is what I went to school for. That's literally my education, which is part of the a judicial system, right? We have 3 systems of government. We have 3 branches of government. There's legislative, executive, and judicial. So a lot of what I know and understand in my entire schooling was not only case law and stuff like groundbreaking decisions and stuff like that, history and stuff, but also government, because we're one of the branches. So you have to learn about all of the branches of government. So I learned a lot about everything. And I have always been interested in government and laws, not from a law enforcement perspective, not that kind of way, in an equal rights kind of way, which is how I went into the judiciary. So I hear a lot of people saying, can't we just focus on the knitting? And in part, I think 2 things about that statement. First of all, it shows your privilege. If you could say, can't we just make this about the knitting? That's so privileged, it's not even funny, because we can't always make it about the knitting, because some people are still not included in the knitting. So we can't always just make it about the knitting sometimes. And I don't know who started the craftivist. I love that. I love that word. I absolutely love it. I don't know if Adela came up with that, because I've seen Adela use it, but it may be Gigi. I don't know who came up with it. I might be totally wrong, but pretty sure I've seen both those people use it. And the other thing I think of when people say, can't we focus on the knitting, is I also agree that there is a time for self-care and, for lack of a better word, escapism, where we do need to look out for our stress levels and, taking care of ourselves and taking mental health days and having areas of your life that are stress-free that you can go and just relax. So I think it's important to get a balance of both of those things. But I side on the no, we can't. Because that's where all my interest is. So it's very hard for me to have this channel and not talk about things that are happening and that are relevant. Because that's when I'm not here. I'm typically involved in that. While I'm knitting, I'll watch news or watch the hearings. I remember watching the Anita Hill hearings. Like, I watched those when I was younger, and I was horrified by them. And I have been, I have voted every election since 1996. So I'm very heavily interested in local politics and country politics, world politics. It's just one of the interests that I have, and my education was in. And I am a firm believer in equal rights, civil rights, women's rights, human rights, trans rights, gay rights, all right, minority rights, every type of right, religious rights. And that's kind of where I come from. There's a lot about the government and our laws that our general population does not understand, because it's not taught in school to everybody, and it's not common knowledge. And I don't understand, if you're a self-governing populace, how you cannot be educated about these things. And it bothers me how many people are okay with not knowing. Or people that say, Oh, I'm not political because it has nothing to do with it has everything to do with every aspect of your life. It really does. It really, really does. Like, my whole family is so apolitical. Like, they don't care about anything. They just shrug, like, whatever. And I'm like, we're self-governing. This is your responsibility to know these things. And I don't know where we go with the misinformation campaign that is happening all over. I don't know how you work against that other than education. But if it seems like if you are, especially for older people, there are things that they don't understand about the internet. Do you remember your parents be like, you can't trust people on the internet. You don't know who that person is. That could be anybody. You could be talking to like a 40-year-old man, right? Do you remember them? And then now they're getting taken in by everything on the internet. I swear to God. You're like, this is not real. This is not real news. This is not real. Like, they turned into believing everything. I just don't know where we go. I don't know what happens now. And that's really scary, to not know what happens going forward. What is this country going to look like in 5 years? What's it going to look like in 10 years? And that's really scary because I've never had that fear before. I've never had that fear that, that I wasn't legally a person. I mean, even with, it's hard to go back and place where it all started, but I can. I know where it all started. I know where this entire thing started. My belief of where this started from my knowledge of history and politics and being an active participant in my own government. I think I can pinpoint when this happened. It was after Clinton. I'm saying that's when it ramped up, when it became obvious, I think. But that's when we changed. That's when I remember feeling a distinct change, especially around 9/11. There was a distinct shift in, like, our patriotism. There was a definite shift. I think it was after, once that all calmed down, I think post 9/11, we've not been the same country. And why would we be? But I think we went the wrong way. I'm going to have no content for this episode at all. It's going to be like 40 minutes long. Maybe it should be 40 minutes long. Are you ready for Stranger Things? I'm ready for Stranger Things. It needs to be Friday so I can watch Stranger Things and escape from literally everything that's happening outside. So next week, July Die Project, which hopefully while you're watching this, I'll have made a decision by then. Oh, it's the water guy. My dog's going to be so upset because she loves to bark at him while he walks by our fence. Because he comes real close to our property and she doesn't like it. Anyway, next week, July Dye Project. I'm going to be dyeing black. I'm sorry again. But I'll do a new technique and I'll report back on that. What do you think? Do you care? Well, by the time I see any comments, I'd probably already have it done. So don't bother commenting. I'll have already decided, but I'm leaning towards baking because I think I want to do the cold vat during with the mohair and then steam, because I think it would hold up to steaming better. Because I know when you get new fiber, to spin, that when it's all rolled up and folded up, that you can kind of work on a pre-draft by steaming it. The steaming kind of makes it come out. So if that is safe enough for fiber, I think it would be safe enough for mohair, don't you think? If it's not safe isn't the word I want. Gentle, if it's gentle enough to not bother fiber, you think it would be gentle enough on mohair, just a steaming? Then I could use my vegetable steamer. I wouldn't even have to use a stove. I can just plug the steamer in and do that. Do you have thoughts about this? Anyway, next week is dye project. And hopefully you've watched Stranger Things already and are excited. Or are you sad? I hope we're not sad. I hope we're not sad. I swear to God. I just want Steve to be okay. I live for Steve and Dustin. They are my favorites. And I live for those two together. That is my favorite bromance. I love it. Is that the right word, bromance? When you're bro friends? Because it's not a romance, it's a bromance, like friends. Bromance. Oh God, I hope they're okay. Like this has been so long and I didn't know when I was watching the first time that we didn't get an ending. I was like, there's run out of time to wrap this up. But it's like, no, you gotta wait. And I don't even know how long it's been, but it feels like it's been forever. Oh my God, I'm so excited that by the time I push to publish this, I'm gonna be able to sit down and watch. I'm so excited. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay, come back next week, dye project. Who knows what we're gonna have? Maybe I hope I'll have more than one whip. I don't know. I might still be working on the souffle top. Anything's possible. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, that's all I got for you. So, take care of yourselves. I'll see you next week. Goodbye.